Hello everyone, good morning. For Telestar, I'm Cody Weddle in Caracas, Venezuela. To begin this morning, we stay here in Venezuela, where President Nicolas Maduro, he announced late on Wednesday several changes following Sunday's parliamentary elections defeat. Now, the head of state, he requested his ministers to put forward their resignations. Maduro explained there would be significant changes in his government, as Sunday's vote shows a clear message from the population. The president promised that after the defeats, new victories would come for his side in the future. And the president also reacted to the announcement made by opposition leaders that they plan to remove the remains of late President Hugo Chavez from the mountain barracks here in Caracas. President Maduro passed a decree which transfers the barracks to the Hugo Chavez Foundation in order to preserve and maintain the site, which would keep it safe from opposition lawmakers. And in a similar move, the head of Venezuela's National Assembly, Diosdado Cabello, announced that the parliament's TV station, ANTV, would be handed over to its workers. The announcement comes after opposition leader and an elected lawmaker vowed to fire staff members and executives of the station, including the head of the station, Claudia Almeida.
We are going to change her. She will not continue being there. And she will not continue there because we will also change the human resource director, the management, every executive. So what are we going to do? Are we so naive to get there and be left in the hands of that device? Anyone who works can stay and anyone who doesn't work can leave. Partners, because we will not pay for slackers anywhere. So you can gather your worker union again, the worker union A, the worker union B, and the worker union double B.
In a chaotic session of the Brazilian lower house plagued by irregularities, the opposition appointed a commission to begin the impeachment process against President Dilma Rousseff. However, Brazil's highest court, the Federal Supreme Tribunal, suspended the commission and the impeachment process after it found unconstitutional irregularities such as a secret vote to set up the commission. The court will issue a ruling on whether or not the impeachment can proceed in a week. The ruling Workers' Party vowed to continue fighting attempts to impeach the president. Some 52 students in Michoacan were detained by Mexico's police after demanding more school quotas. Since the 20th of October, schools in the Michoacan province have been closed. The local governor claims the schools were closed to upgrade them. However, students and teachers believe that the delay is aimed at forcing many students to attend private institutions. Instead, students and teachers are demanding the liberation of their jailed colleagues. And in a dramatic turn of events, Argentinian President Cristina Fernández will not attend Mauricio Macri's swearing in on Thursday. Now, the decision comes after Macri requested a court to declare Fernández's term over at midnight on Thursday. Despite negotiations regarding the traditional ceremony in front of Congress, the president said she will not attend official acts since she would no longer be president on Thursday and wouldn't want to face accusations of infringement of title. Contradictions are seen in the Chicago Police Department in the U.S. as new videos have shown acts of police brutality there, what appear to be acts of police brutality. On one hand, a federal investigation of the department is underway. On the other, both officers are currently free. Bianca Perez now reports from the U.S.
With the foot chase you got there.
Indignation is once again felt by the African-American community in the United States as no charges were given to a police officer who was seen in a video shooting Ronald Johnson, an African-American man in Chicago in 2014. For many activists, with the current justice system in the U.S., families of these victims will likely never see justice.
I do not think that the families will ever see justice on the current system. All they can hope for under the current system is accountability, and to make sure that these people are brought to court and they have their day. Unfortunately, the system is not designed to hash out the type of justice that is actually aimed at itself.
This new occurrence comes weeks after a previous video was released in a case where a different officer was seen shooting another African-American man 16 times on his back. In this case, the officer faces criminal charges. However, he has posted bail and is awaiting trial in freedom. Activists questioned the length of time it took for authorities to release the video.
It took a year or so for it to actually come public, and everyone's been covering it up, and that he wasn't charged until it was shown to be public is what's more tragic. I mean, the death itself is tragic, but because it's been so many and more since, the whole police department needs to be dismantled from the bottom up and from the top down.
Thus far, in 2015, 266 African Americans and 169 Latinos have been killed in the hands of police. The Black Lives Matter movement condemns the government's lack of action.
The government is treating police brutality like they treat gun violence in this country. They're sticking their head in the ground and taking an ostrich approach because this is how it's always been, and you're asking them to fundamentally change the way the system was designed.
Paradoxically, the Department of Justice announced Monday that it will be investigating the Chicago Police Department for corruption and any violations of constitutional law. Bianca Perez, Telesur, Washington, D.C.
The Russian defense minister announced he was able to recover the black box of the Russian jet Su-24 down by Turkey on the Syrian border. The box was found at the site of the crash by special operation forces of the Syrian and Russian armies. President Vladimir Putin explained that the box would be opened with international experts to guarantee transparency and clear responsibility for the incident. The Syrian government announced that hundreds of people were leaving Homs after the Syrian army and rebel armed groups declared a truce in the war-torn city. The truce will allow relief workers to enter and provide much-needed humanitarian aid. And to mark the beginning of the Jubilee, the Vatican's St. Peter's Basilica was decorated with the projection of images celebrating humanity, wildlife, and warning about climate change. The show was inaugurated to raise awareness as the COP21 summit continues unfolding in Paris. And that's what we're covering today. Plenty more on all of those stories and others at our website, telesurtv.net/English. Join us on social media as well, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Telesur English, I'm Cody Weddle. We'll see you back here in just a few hours.